I think the first positive I really want to point out is kind of how the team is bonding together. More than distances, I love the way that they're coming together as a team. And I feel like the greatest strength we have is the team. It's those athletes. And they push each other, they pull each other out there further. For instance, other day, one of our other javelin throwers volunteered her time to help somebody else, just all of her own, like just was there every rep. At the last meet, we had Ellie Ryan celebrating Liz's PR as much as she threw it herself. And then because of that, she stepped in the ring and then she hit a PR after it. And those things are linked together, and just being able to see that team's growing together, that they're celebrating each other, that they're becoming a real team. For me, that's far and away the thing I'm really proud of more than anything. Then distance-wise, track and field it's always just like, okay, let's go, let's work, let's press beyond. And so we want to keep the challenge in front of us, and then we also want to see where we've come from. So you have to celebrate the wins, you have to see how much progress you've made, and that's what keeps you going forward. But then you're also always like, okay, for the next PR. And so across the board, everything's getting better. What we do is we measure our team event squads, which is a measurement of your top 4. And so, we're approaching beating last year's end of the year teams on all the throws pretty quickly. So that's what we're looking for. They're doing fantastic. I'm so proud of all of them, how they're working, but most how they're coming together as a team.
One of our scholar athlete interviews is with sophomore Reagan Owen. And Reagan, how'd you get into track and field?
Well, it was almost by accident. My senior year in high school, I had an injury in football season, and then I kind of just picked up the shot put in the spring, and I eventually, I guess I was good enough to get recruited by McMurry, and I ended up coming here. And so far it's been pretty much. So.
What's your favorite part of the throws?
My favorite throw is hammer, but my favorite part of throwing is practice. Practice is getting involved with everyone else at practice, the teammates. Being said, it's the whole experience is it's a blast, and so I don't know if I could really pick out a specific part. My favorite throw is hammer. That's just because I picked it up really fast, and I've had the most progress with that event.
Do you have a big influence in track and field? Somebody who you kind of pattern yourself after, especially in throws?
I personally know I do not. I don't have anyone that I look up to in my personal life, but since I've been in track for a couple years now, I do look up towards, professionals. And there's one person, he's an American hammer thrower, Sean Donnelly. I really look up to him, and I try to follow his path. D3 athlete as well whenever he was in college.
And our second scholar athlete interview is with senior Ellie Ryan. How'd you get into track?
So I started in 6th grade, and one of the events, it's basically track for little kids, and one of the things was shot put, and I just kind of stuck with it. My mom was a thrower, and I really didn't like to run. I still don't. So throwing was the only option for me for track. But I really enjoyed throwing.
What's your favorite throw and why?
It used to be shot put, and then it was discus when I first got here, and then now it's hammer. My freshman year I didn't really like hammer because I didn't really do it much, and then when we came back after COVID, I really started getting into hammer and realized, wow, I actually really like this one.
Who's your biggest influence in track and throws?
If anything, I just watch other throwers around me. If I'm struggling with something, I watch them and I'm like, oh, that's what they're doing differently than me. Sometimes we'll watch Olympic throws as a film. I don't really look up to just any specific person.
What does that mean to you to have that kind of friendly competition between you and the other Elizabeths?
Oh, I love having friendly competition. It just makes it more fun when you're sitting there stressing out, oh, my teammate just threw farther than me. dampers the mood. It makes it hard to get back into that good. For me personally, if I'm in a bad mood, throwing isn't like the easiest thing to do. I've been trying to tell her, you got it, everything's fine, don't hurt yourself. And then she finally got it and it didn't hurt. So it was just an exciting moment. I wasn't even thinking about myself in that moment, to be honest.
It's fun. That's the first word that comes to mind. It's fun. I love it. Getting to compete in this program and now getting to coach in this program, it's really special for me. We talk a whole lot about, we're very appreciative of what has come before us. And so we've had a great foundation, a great structure, a great culture to come into. And so I'm wanting to keep a lot of the elements in my coaching as much as, the things I've learned from Coach Krausen in the program. We want to keep those alive, and we want to keep those going. But we also have to be our own team as well. The sport's changing. Our conference is improving greatly. So we have to grow and evolve, keep our roots. We can keep those things that I learned from Coach Krausen, continue those type of things and build upon it. If I ever have a question that I don't know the answer to right away, I call Coach Krausen within 10 minutes. So it's great having that resource.